Hey guys, it's Lindsay from Perfectly Bookish 5, and I am going to give reviews on 2 books that are coming out tomorrow. First off, let me just say it has been a crazy week. Today is Tuesday, January 16th. Last Tuesday we had a snow day. Went to work on Wednesday, then woke up Thursday morning to 3 inches of snow, and then on Friday, places got up to 16 inches of snow around me, so we had another snow day. Saturday at 3:30 in the morning, my power went out. I was able to tell right when it happened because my apartment is pretty hot. I don't control the heat, and I mean, I like it. I'm used to it, and I just have a fan that goes at night. So I woke up to my fan going on and off, and all of a sudden the power went out because not only was there a bad snowstorm from Friday into Saturday till about noon, there was also 45 miles per hour winds, and it was knocking out power lines everywhere. Tree branches were falling on power lines. It was a huge mess. So then I tried to wait it out through the day, but then it got to the point where my cats were feeling cold. I'm like, I gotta get out of here. And my parents offered if I wanted to come over to their house. So I pack up the cats, I get to the car, and my car is stuck. Now, my car, I had been out Friday, I had been out earlier on Saturday, and I got all the snow off my car. It even shoveled a bit around it, but the snow was so bad that it chunked up into ice, and I couldn't get my car out. I came out and rescued me. I stayed there Saturday night and Sunday night because Monday I had off of school. Thankfully, my parents were there to just help me out. And yeah, it was more than 24 hours until my power went back on. So crazy. And today it was, with the wind chill, negative. I think it hit 27 degrees. That's gonna be another cold day tomorrow. So it has been so crazy. But with my snow days, I've read some great books. I was doing the snow day vlog, but then I didn't like how it was coming together. So maybe I'll put in here some of the snow clips. That being said, to kick this off, I want to share 2 great books that I read. I was fortunate enough to receive ARCs of them, and they come out on Thursday, January 18th. The first one I read was Loving Romeo by Laura Pavlov. This is the first book in her Magnolia Falls series. So we follow Romeo and Demi. Romeo owns a place, I believe it's called Knockout. It's a boxing place. He used to be a fighter, but something happened with his dad during one of the fights, and since then he just owns his gym and he hasn't fought. And there is this guy who is like the ultimate in the fighting world, and he wants to fight Romeo. The only reason he wants to fight Romeo is because there's another guy who was a fighter, and Romeo, I think, was the only guy to beat him, and this guy is no longer able to fight anymore because he was in some sort of accident, and I believe he lost his foot due to the accident. So this fighter, because this guy who can no longer fight beats this head honcho right now fighter. He wants to fight Romeo in place of that, and he's hyping it up on social media. He's saying all these things about Romeo, and there is quite a bit of money at play here. Romeo helps take care of his mom and his grandma. His mom and grandma live together, but he lives in a place next to his place of work. And he also has a sister as well. So he just has responsibilities. And with this money coming into play, not only are they offering money for just showing up for the fight, but they're starting to say if you make it a certain amount of rounds that you could get more money for like winning the fight or going more rounds. There are 12 rounds because people don't think Romeo's going to be able to hold on very long against the fighter who's ranked number 1. So all in all, this money can really help him. So then he does agree to the fight. Demi owns a place next door. It is called something beans. Why can't I think of it? Something beans. Coffee beans, magnolia beans. Might be magnolia beans. But the term beans has a significance to her that you find out in the story. Demi comes from a well-off family. Her family is well known. They have lots of money. And she did go to school, and she was taking some of her money, I believe, from a trust fund and putting it into this business. It happens to be, sorry if I don't remember if I just said this or not, but it happens to be right next to Romeo's place. And she has an apartment above her shop. And she's trying to be friendly with everyone around, giving the shop owners like one free drink to start off. And her grand opening was a success, and lots of people in town like her shop, including Romeo's mom and grandma, who keep saying, Romeo, go get me this one particular drink, and he does not want to go. Something happened to Romeo while he was younger with one of his friends. And he has a really close-knit group of friends. One of them has a son, and they're all like uncles to this son, and they're just a really tight group. And the thing that happened to Romeo has to do with Demi's family. And so they just associate Demi with her family, and they don't like her because of what happened. And they don't even know if she knows about the incident, but guilty by association. So Demi is trying to be friends with Romeo because, like, being neighborly, they work right next to each other, and she really doesn't know what went on. One day, someone breaks into Demi's shop, and Romeo is there to help her, and they start to kind of grow from that point on. And they keep saying they have like feelings for each other. Something starts to happen, but they're like, we can't go further until you tell me why you're feeling this way about my family, and we can't go further until you could be honest about who broke into your shop. And once they are honest with each other, a lot of revelations happen, stuff unfolds, secrets in Demi's family, and Romeo is training for this fight. So there's a whole bunch of things going on. I gave this story 4 out of 5 stars. I really liked it. I really liked the characters. I'm excited to read more about Romeo's group of friends as well. And the kid that is in the book is really fun. And there is just so much going on with Demi's family dynamic. And I love how Romeo and his friends are there for her. They are able to look past things and move on, while Demi's family, well, someone in her family is just set on certain things. So there's a sense of found family in here too. So I really enjoyed the read, and if you like any of the stuff I just said about it, I would definitely go pick it up. The second book I'm going to talk about is Wayward Son by Crownover. This is, I can't remember if it's the 3rd or 4th book in like a second generation series going off from the Marked Men. This book follows Cora and Rome's son. His name is Zoan. He is a racer. He loves racing. He has a need for speed. And I I don't quite remember the age, but I think he's around, like, let's say 19 when something big happens. He gets into an accident and it involves someone else and this person dies. I feel so bad for Zoen throughout this whole book because he puts blame on himself for what happened when I don't think it is his fault. He ends up going away for 5 years. He is in a different state, California, when this happens. His family is back in Denver and he goes to jail in California. When he gets out, he can either go with, sorry, I don't know if I'm saying this right, his cousin Dare and her boyfriend. And that's, like, he doesn't want to go with her because of his boyfriend, but Dare is saying that she has a friend that he could stay with. And when they get to the house, Zoen is pretty ticked off because it happens to be Aston, and she is, or was, when they were younger, like the person he had the biggest crush on and that he loved, but she was dating his cousin at the time. And when she went away to school, she kind of ghosted everybody. She broke up with her boyfriend and then just stopped talking to Zoen. So when Aston tried coming to visit Zoen in jail, he always refused to see her. So he's pretty mad, but then all in all, he ends up being pretty grateful because here's a place to stay and he could get a fresh start after coming out of jail. Aston is pretty successful with her job. She's like in public relations, social media, and unfortunately with one of her clients, well, the client has a stalker and the client is a male. He is a racer and he has a female stalker that starts going after all the females in this guy's life. So even though there's nothing romantically there, it's just a job, Aston, again, that guilty by association, she just happens to be around him, pictures with him, and so this stalker is someone Aston has to look out for. And Zoen has his own difficulties trying to maneuver being out of prison and just finding balance with life and what he wants to do. He has had people help him out. He has a really good job. He is really smart with computers and he's helping lost kids. And also he is able to be flexible with work he does on the computer at his job and at home to help Aston maneuver the problem she has now going on because of this stalker. They are able to help each other out through the difficult times they are both maneuvering through, and through helping each other out, they have their bond coming back with each other, and their relationship just grows more and more. And it's just nice to watch Zoen realize some things about himself and what had happened in the past, that he can grow from it. And it is also nice to watch their relationship grow because there was something there and they were able to find it again. And this also comes out tomorrow, January 18th. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. Thank you very much to Laura, Jay, and their teams for allowing me to read these early. I really enjoyed these books, and I think you guys should pick them up because they're really good reads if you enjoyed anything I said about them, and hopefully you will give them a try. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.